We continue our conversation now, moving from the SOC 2 analyst into TTPs, our tactics, techniques, and procedures. TTPs are crucial concepts in cybersecurity training and defense. They refer to the methods and approaches used by cyber adversaries to achieve their objectives. Understanding and training cybersecurity professionals on TTPs is essential for developing effective defensive strategies. MITRE is a renowned organization in the field of cybersecurity, particularly known for its work on TTPs and the MITRE attack framework. The idea presented by the researchers at MITRE, including Dasaki, Ellis, Luke, Sean, Whitley, emphasized the effectiveness of TTP-based analysis in detecting malicious activity. MITRE adversarial tactics, techniques, and common knowledge attack is knowledge-based and provides a comprehensive and detailed mapping of tactics and techniques used by cyber adversaries. It serves as a valuable resource for understanding how threat actors operate, according to Fitzgerald. Key MITRE attacks. Comprehending the intricacies of the 5 MITRE attack techniques provides a benchmark for a competent SOC analyst. The theoretical foundation provided by a traditional computer science degree may provide an understanding of the following MITRE attack techniques, but practical experience and continuous learning are required to effectively mitigate the following attack vectors, according to Blair. 1. The defense evasion, also known as masquerading, T1036, employs techniques to masquerade threat actors as legitimate entities to evade security detection. A competent SOC analyst will effectively employ anomaly intrusion detection systems, IDS, to identify heuristic deviations from the normal user behavior. Second one that a SOC analyst should look at is your exploitation of or for privilege escalation, T1068, exploits vulnerabilities to escalate privileges, enabling broader access and control within compromised environments. A cybersecurity professional not only regularly applies security patches and updates to mitigate known vulnerabilities, but also understands how to implement the principle of least privilege to restrict unnecessary user privileges. The growing attack vector can be found in registry run keys and/or startup folder manipulation. This persistent places malicious files in the startup folders, ensuring their presence across system reboots. Proper endpoint detection and response (EDR) solutions to identify and remediate suspicious persistence mechanisms are needed to suppress these EDR engagements. Although most end users are trained and therefore most comfortable with the graphic user interface, GUI, even entry-level hackers, commonly referred to as script kiddies, can wreak havoc from the command line interface execution, T1059. A trained cybersecurity professional can identify and block suspicious commands from adversaries attempting to execute commands on compromised systems. Most end users are at least aware of the danger of opening unverified email attachments in the common hacking attempt known as phishing. Phishing T15566.01 remains a prevalent tactic for threat actors to gain initial access. Developing and maintaining a web and advancing filter solution to detect and quarantine malicious emails stands as an entry point for a cybersecurity professional that a boot camps may not sufficiently cover, but is covered in most security professional programs. Let's say that a traditional boot camp. The concept proposed by the researchers suggests that filtering database based on TTP associated with specific adversaries can be a potent strategy for detecting malicious activity. Adversaries may use different techniques, but the overarching tactics and procedures often remain constant across attacks, according to Fitzgerald. This capstone strives to determine the best method to train a cybersecurity professional in current cybersecurity TTPs. Some key considerations. The validity of the instrument this paper proposes is contingent on the idea that the best way to break into cybersecurity career may be different than a traditional 4-year computer science degree. An IT professional with a substantial background in networking or hacking may be able to transition in the SOC analyst position with a little self study, a cybersecurity background, and a continental education on MITRE ATT&CK TTPs. For the majority of cybersecurity students, evidence shows that the engagement in a professional program that includes familiarity, training, lab simulation, and SOC 1 Tier 1 analyst preparation shines as the brightest path to successful break in cybersecurity career. Jackson will illustrate the benefits of training pathways for a motivated learner to break into the cybersecurity career, armed with the weapons to fight cyber attacks. The battlefield continues to transform from the conventional warfare to the cyber domain. This capstone paves the path for interested cyber soldiers to upgrade their weaponry and fight the good fight against bad actors that will use any technique available to steal information, assets, and privacy from society. That was referenced from Moore in 2016. Practical skill development. Familiarity training immerses cybersecurity students in the practical aspects of cybersecurity tools, techniques, and processes. This hands-on experience builds a strong foundation for real-world scenarios. Preparing a SOC Tier 1 roles involves exposure to day-to-day security operations. This includes handling alerts, analyzing logs, and understanding the fundamentals of incident response. Garber explains how successful cybersecurity ecosystems are built and sustained with expert analysis coupled with advanced hiring processes, ensuring that students acquire skills that are directly aligned with the actual responsibilities and expectations of specific industry needs required a calculated, often guided approach. Instructional videos. Watching random videos about cybersecurity will not create a job. Much like having a diploma without successful interviews does not ensure a job offer. The professional cybersecurity program illustrated in this capstone offers both a specific training path towards the goal and quality employment and career assistance. Today, in our job market, we have a dangerous gap between the need for cybersecurity professionals and those with the basic skills to help. Books like Cybersecurity All-in-One Dummy starts with a 700-plus page book with the definition of cybersecurity as a subset of information security. Cybersecurity careers are very attractive to ambitious, intelligent people. We are seeing mid-career professionals moving to cybersecurity, as well as young adults. This paper addresses some of the benefits of popular training paths to provide insight on an effective way to break into cybersecurity career with minimal resistance, according to Steinberg, 2022. Resources like Steinberg's Cybersecurity for Dummies can be a highly valuable tool for young adults to become SOC analysts. This book offers a strong foundation in cybersecurity, demystifies complex topics, and provides practical insights in real-world security scenarios, making it an excellent starting point and continual reference for the journey into the field. Disadvantages of any self-paced book include the lack of interaction with instructors or peers. This can make it challenging to get questions answered, seek clarification, or engage in discussions on complex topics. Self-paced learning requires a high level of self-discipline and motivation. It's easy to procrastinate or get sidetracked when there are no set deadlines or external pressures. The biggest disadvantage of a printed cybersecurity book may lie in the lack of labs or real-world application exercises to validate and understand the theoretical concepts. The 4-year degree. One core assumption that undercuts many of these conversations is the notion that years of technical training are a foundational equivalent of any IT career. Traditionally, bachelor degrees focus on the GPA, the grade point average, as a single measuring stick of the skills of a student. However, Al Hamaya also noted that the context dependent nature to produce an efficient culmination of cybersecurity skills. Purdue University computer science bachelor's degree provides an excellent, well rounded foundation for a variety of careers from software development to the data science. A traditional computer science degree requirements may include the following courses: differential equations, numerical methods, analysis of algorithms, data mining and machine learning, web information search and management, bioinformatics, operational research, and stochastic models, signals and systems, compilers, principles and practice, principles of concurrency, and parallelism operating systems, according to the computer science degree requirements at Purdue University. Application, the least emphasized in collegiate learning, proved very important for hiring authorities. Lab demonstration, by contrast, was especially important for high performance students, yet glaringly underrepresented in most collegiate programs. Meta analysis. A different education meta analysis argues for the importance of factors like clarity and setting challenging goals. Haiti 2009, nevertheless, also finds that semi personalized assistance was needed to become proficient in complex activities such as capture the flag. As Snook in 2010 notes in his critical response to Haiti, while it is possible to produce a figure for the average effect size for a particular teaching factor, such averages obscure the importance of the context. Snook's observation underscores the need to consider the broader context when evaluating the effectiveness of teaching methods and their impact on learning outcomes. John Hattie was amassed an extensive collection of more than 1,850 meta-analysis encompassing over 300 million students. Visible learning serves as a brigade or bridge between research and practice, pinpointing key factors and strategies that expedite the learning process. Meta-analysis 2. A final meta-analysis found generally small average effect size for most learning techniques. Organizations and academic domain-specific learning activities show the biggest cognitive effects, 0.33 and 0.25 respectively. Effectiveness varied due to the contextual factors like domain of study and the level of formal education in ways that average effect sizes did not include, according to Snidel and Shaverson in 2007. These pieces of evidence suggest that there are multiple learning paths that produce measurable gains in student achievement, and that the relative importance of the individual key performance indicators can be highly dependent on contextual factors like student personal interest. Those students with a natural interest in how things work and an appreciation for complex resolutions tend to gravitate towards cybersecurity. This is in line with the well-documented phenomenon in educational research. That is, the largest source of variation in students' learning is attributable to differences in what brings students to school: their abilities, attitudes, motivation, family, and community, according to McKinsey on page 456. Student achievement varies greatly due to non-teacher factors like socioeconomic status and home life. This means that even to the extent that it is possible to observe effectiveness of certain education paths in terms of trainable skills, it is difficult to generalize knowledge benchmarks. Thus, it is also difficult to make true apples-to-apples comparisons about teaching effectiveness between different educational contexts due to vast differences between specific cybersecurity job description, notion, and what constitutes a highly effective learning path in students lifestyle interest. Also to consider, for example, a young adult may be most interested in campus experience, where social interaction and time to develop are most important. Conversely, a mid career adult may want to immerse in a deluge of information to minimize time away an already established home and professional life. This close application of KPI is less of a motivation than the impact the education demands have on student lifestyle. The studies described above mainly measures teaching effectiveness in terms of academic achievement. It should certainly be noted that these quantifiable measures are not generally regarded as the only outcomes worth pursuing. Qualitative outcomes like increased affinity for learning and greater sense of self efficacy are also important learning goals. Here, also, local context plays a larger role. Measurement driven scales suffer from description inadequacy. Going to college and getting good grades is not enough to demonstrate the aptitude or the attitude to do well as a cybersecurity professional. Labs and the desire to work with other people are also required for cybersecurity to thrive. Only 23% of the respondents felt that the education system was fully preparing an individual for the cybersecurity industry.